Welcome friends to my channel Love to Learn. This is Sneha before you, and again I have come forward with a subject, a topic from the English language, and I will clear all your doubts and I will teach you unique ways to capture this language. Well, as you all know that I am an entrepreneur and I love to teach you people a lot. Also, you can follow my blogs and all the links of my blogs are given below. Each of my blogs, will give you a picture of about the people, about places, about travel stories, about the upcoming interests. So you can go there, read the blogs, give your feedback as well. And those of you who are interested to learn English can also visit my blog where you can learn the ornamental words that I'm using, the ways I'm using that words, and so on and so forth. Beginning with the topic of the day, the topic is phrases and clauses. So, most of us find it very difficult. Why? Because we cannot differentiate between a phrase and a clause. Often what happens when we get a sentence, we are unable to understand whether it is a phrase or a clause. So how will you understand whether a sentence that is given is a phrase or a clause? Examine a sentence like once upon a time. Most of the stories begin with once upon a time. Most of the paragraphs often begin with once upon a time. So this sentence, which is not actually a full sentence, once upon a time, doesn't have a subject and a predicate. So it can be a short sentence like thing which actually doesn't make a sense. Once upon a time, which means once upon a time something had happened. What had happened, it is not clear. The sentence is short, it doesn't have a subject and a predicate. So that type of sentences which do not define a subject and a predicate, which doesn't actually give you a complete sense, is a phrase. So friends, what is a phrase? Whenever you get a small sentence which is not having a subject and a proper predicate, then only you can understand that whether this sentence has a phrasal structure or a clause-like structure. A phrase is often like, when we are describing our thoughts and expressions. The birds are flying. Where are the birds flying? How are the birds flying? To which place are the birds flying? We do not have any answer. It is a sentence, but it doesn't make any complete sense. So we will term it as a phrase. All the examples of phrases that I am giving out here are given in detail to the sidebar. You can get all the examples there, and you can also comment in the comment section if ever you have any problem. Now coming to the clause part. What is a clause? A clause is a structured sentence that has a complete form. A complete form in the sense it will have a proper subject and a proper predicate. So the proper subject and a proper predicate means the bird is flying high above the clouds. The bird is flying is the subject, high above the clouds is the predicate. As you all know, a sentence has two definite divisions, a subject and a predicate. The bird is flying high above the clouds. The boy was eating ice cream all day. So whenever your sentence has a complete sense, it completes the sentence, it has a meaning, and it is fully structured with a subject and a predicate, will give you a clause-like structure. There are some other examples. For example, she has a golden ring, which is a phrase because it is short. She has a golden ring. Where has who has this ring? to whom does this belong? You cannot get definite answers to it. Now coming to the other part of this sentence. She has a ring which is made of gold. You get proper two divisions. She has a ring which is made of gold. So obviously this comes to the clause structure. So here I am ending the phrases and the clauses part. This is a very basic structure that I have explained to you. Obviously there are more difficult structures, the most difficult parts. For now you need to first know what is a phrase and a clause. So once you know what is a phrase and a clause, and you can differentiate the sentences by looking at its subject and the predicate, you can easily understand what a phrase and a clause will seem to be like, right? Okay, the tip of the day is, whenever you see a sentence, whenever you are given the phrases and clauses during any examination, how can you differentiate it? Well, think about the subject and the predicate. Look at the sentence properly. Divide it into a proper subject and a predicate. If you find a sentence having these two words, subject, predicate, that means this is a clause. If you do not find a proper subject and a predicate, and if the sentence doesn't give you a complete sense or complete structure, that means it is a phrase. So friends, all the details, all your examples are given in the sidebar. And if you have any queries, any doubts regarding anything in grammar, it can be active passive, it can be direct indirect, it can be phrases and clauses, it can be noun clauses, it can be adjective clauses, it can be paragraph writing, story writing, diary writing, anything, you can ask me. How? You need to just subscribe and you need to press the bell button that is given over here. Because if you subscribe, you will be able to know what are the upcoming episodes and how I am giving you some tips and tricks which you can apply during your examination. You can also comment in the comment section given below. You can also mail me your queries in the query section, and you can also get the mail ID which is mentioned here. And I will ask you obviously to read my blog, and I will also have education blog which is going to come up very recently, and you will get a lot of interesting topics to learn from there. So signing off today here. As you know, the situation around, it's a very a crisis, a challenging situation that we are all going through. I hope you fight back, you stay safe, stay healthy and think positive, because if the time is changing, we will have to change with it. We will have to adapt the consequences, and we will have to adapt according to the surroundings. But what will not stop is life, and you need to travel along with that. Thank you, Sneha.